Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for attending here today. We have a very special announcement, and I'm going to tell you who the players are today. We've got Chester County Sheriff Blair Weaver, Madison County Sheriff John Mehr, Madison County Fire Chief Eric Turner, and National Center for Missing and Exploited Children Specialist who searches this area, Edwin Grand. Let's turn it over first of all to Sheriff Weaver.
Well, thank y'all for being here. I'd like to try to clear up a few things. As you know, we got a call to 1885 Short Road Thursday afternoon around 1:40. Deputies of Chester County and Madison County were on the scene around 2 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, myself and Sheriff Mehr both were on the scene about 2 or shortly thereafter. By 3 o'clock, we had helicopters in there, THP helicopters in there, and military helicopters in there by 4. By 4 o'clock, we had dogs on the ground. And by 6 o'clock, we had 75 to 100 law enforcement, fire, county fire. Chief Turner was also on the scene by 4 o'clock. And we had several firemen, police officers, deputies from Madison County and Chester County on the scene. And we began a search, and we believe that we've done a thorough search. But we have been there day and night since then. We haven't left, and we don't plan on leaving. I'd like to say tonight we won't use volunteers. The weather's coming in. We feel like it's a danger to everyone to put them out. We've got enough professionals, certified searchers and everything on the scene to keep us on into the night, and we're going to use them as long as the weather will hold out. Chief Turner.
I'm Eric Turner, Madison County Fire Chief. My role in this operation has been kind of coordinating the search efforts. Like the sheriff said, we've been on the scene 24 hours a day since this all began. We run about a day and a half, 2 days. We run our professional search teams in there. Then we brought in the volunteers. We've been typically doing that at night because we need our daylight hours for our searchers that are trained to know what they're looking for. We're using the volunteers mainly at night. They're usually going behind our primary professional searchers and double checking those areas. You know, this, for instance, last night we were running over around 550 volunteers through there. Of course, when you're running those volunteers, you gotta have personnel there to make sure they get in and out of the woods okay. And so it's a lot of work goes into this. And I'm like the sheriff. I feel like we've covered the ground. We've covered well. We're extending those perimeters and steady covering new ground as we go.
Mr. Edwin.
My name is Edwin Grand. I'm a Team Adam member for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. There's like 3 search specialists of us in the United States, and we're here to provide assistance for the sheriffs and the fire department in helping manage and provide resources for the search. I'd like to stress that I see a lot of these searches all over the nation, and this is one of the best run, most thorough searches I've ever seen. They've non-stop day and night, all the resources that are here. We've checked and checked and checked areas, and it's a very well done search. You know, with all these, the weather, the terrain that's out there, but the support they've had with the helicopters, the ground teams, the state and federal agencies that's in here, it's one of the best searches I've ever seen. And it will continue to be, I'm sure.
I really don't have anything else to add. I mean, everything is, we map it, we put grids on it, we know every step that's been taken on all that land. And so it's, and we've got it mapped thoroughly so we don't miss anything, if there's anything. Some areas have been probably searched 10 times over and over, maybe more. It's near about like this floor in some areas. That's how close it's been searched and packed and walked. And that place is, the terrain is awful. Got caves in it and sinkholes all over it. But we've got them marked and you invited it on the map. So we just appreciate all the volunteers and all the support. And we just pray for the family because they need it. And thank y'all.
You have any questions?
Mr. Grant, we saw you posted about Noah on your website. Is he on some national search list now, or? We saw you posted about Noah on your website. Is he?
Yeah, for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Yeah.
Can you expound more on that? Is he now on the national list to search for him, or what's
Yes,
you all's
yes,
role?
he's on the national website if anybody has information. We provide the posters also that comes out if they're going around the residents and start placing them out there. We provide that resource. If anybody, I know a lot of people check that website. You know, if anybody checks that and has any information, please call the Sheriff's Department here with that information.
This has been called a search and rescue for the last 5 days. Is this still being considered a search and rescue, or is this now a recovery?
It's a search and rescue.
And is there any reason for why? Has any scents been picked up in the woods, clothing found?
We can't discuss about the scents. We've got lots of dogs that are, actually all the dogs that come in are certified, make sure of that. And so we have, we feel good about what's been done with the dogs, and they're still here and they're still working.
And we do know that the FBI and the TBI have been a part of this investigation.
have.
What role are they playing?
They actually do lots of background information and any support we want, and they've been working hand in hand. And the behavioral science unit has been in and worked with us just to give us ideas. And the family's been very cooperative and supportive, and we haven't had any reason to distrust any of them at this time. And it's just been, they've been forthcoming.
Neighbors of the parents that I talked to today said that the FBI went door to door knocking and asking questions. Can you guys tell us why that would have been the case?
In any case like this, no matter, you know, when you get somebody missing, you're gonna always do a canvass of the neighborhood and the area, wherever they came missing, or even where the parents live, just like we talked about the sex offenders. You know, we didn't have any reason to believe a sex offender was involved, but every one of them was checked right on the first day. And
Sheriff,
so you're just covering every basis.
People have been asking about an area within the search site that has, near a tool shed that has some fresh concrete poured down. Is that an area of interest for you all?
That was a storm shelter that was built 2 years ago. And that's what we're dealing with. I mean, y'all know, we had to chase that down today, and we pretty much verified the storm house had been there for 2 years. We got a call that he was poured in the concrete.
A lot of rumors like that tie up us when we need to be searching in areas we need to be searching, because we have to follow up on every lead. So that's the problem with a lot of social media and rumors, how they get started, and it ties us up and takes us away from where we need to be.
And you know, and we're talking about that, and you know, we can sit here or stand here and say, please don't start all these rumors, but people are going to do it because they enjoy it. And it's a disgrace that people love some people to suffer by starting rumors. And it also, like he said, hurts us because we have to go and check into those rumors. I mean, we've had rumors about the family we knew wasn't true. The family's been with us the whole time. And so we know it's not true. The family's somewhere else. And, you know, it's just a lie. But people like to buy into that. And, you know, it's like psychics. You know, they'll call. I mean, he's in Jacksonville, Florida, or he's in New York, or he's in California. And there's no truth in it. So don't start rumors, and don't post all that garbage you have on Facebook and all this other, because, you know, you've got a child and you've got a family, and they're suffering. And we need help, not hindrance.
At this point, is it still believed that Noah could be in that wooded area or in that proximity, or do we think there may be another location? You said
No,
you're
that's the reason we're in this area. We haven't gone anywhere, because we believe he is still there, whether he's in a sinkhole or I mean, you can't even walk from here to you without hitting a sinkhole, and it's full of water.
Would dogs generally have picked up something at this point?
The weather hurts us too because of dogs, because it's cold and cool, and even cadaver dogs, it holds all that down. And you know, in cool weather makes it hard, and in the rain and everything else.
And the fact that there's been several thousand people to the.
Sheriff Weaver, can you go into a little bit more about how the search is going to expand tonight?
How the what?
The search is going to expand tonight. How you guys are going to go in?
We've been expanding out, and
Would you mind going in front of the microphone a little bit for us?
I think I can answer that. We've been expanding out all the time, and the way we do that, we thoroughly search the area closest to last seen, and we expand all the time on that. So it's ever expanding as day after day. That don't mean we're not researching those areas in the middle of where it started, but that's where we use our volunteers and so forth. So that search pattern expands and expands and expands till we're comfortable that we've searched enough area.
Have those cadaver dogs been called in?
They've been here from day one, and tracking dogs have been here from day one, and they're still here, actually. We got dogs there today.
Working right now.
Yeah, so-
We've had every resource at our fingertips, and we've utilized that. If we even think there's a remote chance that we can use it that will help in this, we've got it here. It's only a phone call away, so we've had some huge support from all over the country.
And Chief, is that why missing and exploited children, while they're involved now, is that?
It's another tool, it's another resource.
And you'll do that on any child that disappears, even if you know that the child is, just cover all bases.
Are you all at all considering the possibility that he may not be in the woods, or are you just that sure?
We're pretty well that sure.
We don't have any reason to believe otherwise. None.
What does having Noah on the National Registry mean?
But he's just a missing child.
You do that on all
On missing children, whether it's a search mission or anything else. He's just listed there in case somebody has any information. It's another tool to help get the information out here to the sheriff.
How many kids are on that list nationally? You know?
Thousands.
I'd like to say, you're talking about why are we still there. I'll stress again, we have interviewed the entire family multiple times, all of them, and we've verified their statements. We can find no reason, none, to discredit any of them. And that's the reason we're where we're at.
I know you're working hard to try to find him and everything, but is there any point you may scale back your search? Is there any
At some point, we'll have to, yes,
At what point would that be? Would it be
well, we have to make that decision at a later date. We're not to that point right yet.
I know that you all have had a lot of volunteers come out, and so this is one of the first nights that you all are not having volunteers come back out. What can people still do to help if they want to help, and do you all need anything?
Well, I don't know of anything. God knows we appreciate all the volunteers and all the things. We've had gloves and toboggans and hand warmers and drinks. You wouldn't believe the drinks we've had and food. We've kept hot food most of the time.
And the reason we're not using the volunteers tonight is because of the inclement weather coming in. And at some point, when you get those people out there, it's more risk to them than good, to the operation.
One more question I had was, how far away from the house do we believe that Noah went missing into the woods, I guess, when he was with his grandma the first day?
Not that far. It's a well-traveled area.
Was that still about 160 yards? It's been a few days, so it's forgetting.
We're not going into exactly where it was. I'm sure people would love to know and try to get on Google Earth and try to make maps and put it in there, and they may be making up stuff, and it just creates issues.
Is there a reason that the media has not been allowed back into that area where the search is being done?
That creates more issues because you'll end up with psychics and everybody else describing the area, and we know that it's always, the person's always close to water and a big tree.
The other reason for aircraft, we got to search helicopters in the area, just from a safety standpoint. That's the reason we keep the media back.
Can you guys speak to how the sheer size of this search? I mean, a lot of people we've been speaking to have said this is one of the largest search they've ever seen in this area.
We've covered, I'm guessing, roughly 1,000 acres plus at this point, and it's expanding all the time.
About how many law enforcement personnel will you all have tonight?
That's hard to say. It's not all law enforcement. It's county fire, rescue services, they're all here.
And from all over the state, actually. So
And North Mississippi.
Yeah, and out of the state. So, they come in teams. Sometimes we don't know they're coming. Those resources are coming at different times, so we can keep the operation going.
There was a team from North Carolina showed up this morning. We didn't know it was coming.
The other day, we had over 250 law enforcement in one group searching.
Thank you.
Thank you.